In the bustling, vibrant city of Lagos, Nigeria, lived a woman named Adana. She was known throughout the city for her beauty, elegance, and immense wealth. Her life was one of privilege, a stark contrast to the lives of the majority who struggled to make ends meet in the sprawling city. Adana's mansion was located in the affluent neighborhood of Ikoyi, a symbol of her family's long-standing prominence and fortune. The mansion stood majestic, with its high walls, grand gates, and lush gardens, a sanctuary of luxury and opulence. Adana had inherited her wealth from her late parents, who were successful business people. They had left her not only riches, but also a legacy of respect and influence. Despite her fortune, Adana often felt a deep sense of loneliness. Her life was filled with material comforts, but it lacked the warmth and connection that she yearned for. Her days were spent managing her family's businesses and attending high society events, where she was constantly surrounded by people, but always felt an underlying emptiness. Her mansion, though grand, felt more like a gilded cage. The high walls that protected her also kept her isolated from the world outside. Adana had everything she could possibly desire, except for true companionship. Her friends were more interested in her wealth than in her as a person. They envied her lifestyle and often tried to curry favor with her, but few understood the solitude that came with her status. One morning, feeling particularly restless, Adana decided to visit the bustling marketplace of Balogun. It had been years since she had walked the streets of Lagos like an ordinary person. The market was known for its vibrant energy, with vendors selling everything from fresh produce to handcrafted goods. It was a place where the heart of the city could be felt, far removed from the insulated world of Ikoyi. Adana dressed simply, hoping to blend in with the crowd. She wore a modest dress and tied her hair back, leaving behind her usual glamorous attire and accessories. As she walked through the market, she was enveloped by the sights, sounds, and smells that were so different from her daily life. The chatter of vendors, the laughter of children, and the aromatic scent of street food filled the air, creating a symphony of life that was both overwhelming and exhilarating. As she wandered through the market, Adana's eyes were drawn to a stall filled with the most colorful array of fruits she had ever seen. The stall was modest, yet the fruits were arranged with such care and precision that they seemed to glow in the morning light. Her curiosity piqued. She approached the stall and was greeted by a warm, friendly smile from the fruit seller, a young man named Chaik. Chaik's stall was a popular one in the market. His fruits were known to be the freshest, and he had a reputation for being honest and fair with his customers. He worked tirelessly every day, setting up his stall at dawn and only packing up when the market was closing. Despite his hard work, Chaik always had a cheerful demeanor and a ready smile for everyone who came by. When Adana approached his stall, Chaik was momentarily taken aback by her presence. There was something different about her, a grace and elegance that set her apart from his usual customers. However, he quickly regained his composure and welcomed her with the same warmth he showed to everyone. Adana was struck by his kindness and the genuine smile that lit up his face. She bought some fruits from him, and they exchanged a few words, their interaction leaving a lasting impression on both of them. That night, as Adana returned to her mansion, she couldn't stop thinking about the marketplace and her encounter with Chaik. It was as if a small window had opened, giving her a glimpse into a world that was vibrant and full of life, a world so different from her own. Little did she know that this simple visit to the market would be the beginning of a journey that would change her life forever. Chaik, the fruit seller, lived in a small but lively neighborhood in Lagos. His life was a stark contrast to the opulence of Adana's mansion. His home was modest, a small apartment that he shared with his younger sister, Amara. Their parents had passed away when they were children, leaving Chaik to take on the responsibility of raising Amara. Despite the hardships, Chaik was determined to provide her with a good life and ensure she got an education. Every morning, Chaik would wake up before dawn and head to the wholesale market to buy fresh fruits. He would then transport them to his stall in Balogun market, carefully arranging them to attract customers. Chaik took pride in his work, and his customers appreciated his dedication to providing the best quality fruits. His stall was always bustling with activity, and he had built a loyal customer base over the years. Chike's day was filled with the hustle and bustle of the market. He enjoyed interacting with his customers, many of whom he knew by name. They would chat about their lives, share stories, and offer words of encouragement. Despite the long hours and the physical labor, Chaik found joy in these interactions. The market was not just a place of business for him, it was a community. One day, while arranging his fruits, Chaik noticed a woman approaching his stall. She stood out from the usual crowd, her grace and elegance unmistakable even in her simple attire. As she came closer, Chike greeted her with his usual warm smile and offered his assistance. The woman introduced herself as Adana and asked about the different fruits he had on display. Chaik explained with enthusiasm, his passion for his work evident in his voice. Adana was struck by Chaik's genuine nature. Unlike the people in her social circle, he seemed to value hard work and honesty above all else. She bought some fruits from him, and they exchanged a few more words before she left. The encounter left a lasting impression on both of them. Chaik couldn't help but think about the elegant woman who had visited his stall, and Adana found herself drawn to the simplicity and warmth of the marketplace. As days turned into weeks, Adana began to visit Chaika's stall more frequently. Each visit was a small escape from her isolated life in Ikoyi. She enjoyed their conversations, finding a sense of normalcy and genuine connection that she had longed for. Chike, too, looked forward to her visits. He admired her intelligence and the kindness that shone through her eyes. Their friendship blossomed, with each meeting deepening their bond. Chike's life, despite its struggles, was filled with moments of joy and contentment. He found happiness in the simple things, a good day's work, a shared laugh with a customer, and the knowledge that he was providing for his sister. He didn't have much, but he was grateful for what he did have. His positive outlook on life was infectious, and Adana found herself drawn to his optimism and resilience. However, not everyone in Chike's life was thrilled about his growing friendship with Adana. Some of his friends and fellow vendors were wary, warning him about the potential consequences of getting too close to someone from a different world. They were concerned that Adana's wealth and status could bring trouble, or that their relationship could be frowned upon by society. But Chaik, undeterred, believed in the purity of their friendship. He saw Adana for who she was, a kind and compassionate woman, not just a wealthy socialite. Adana, on the other hand, faced her own set of challenges. Her family and friends were puzzled by her frequent visits to the market and her growing attachment to a mere fruit seller. They couldn't understand why she would associate with someone from a different social class, but Adana was undeterred. She valued the genuine connection she had with Chaik and was determined to pursue it, regardless of societal norms. As their friendship deepened, Adana and Chaik began to share more about their lives, dreams, and aspirations. They found solace in each other's company, and their bond grew stronger with each passing day. Little did they know that their journey together was just beginning, and it would soon be tested by the challenges and prejudices of the world around them. The Balogun market was the heart of Lagos, teeming with life and energy. It was a place where people from all walks of life converged. From dawn to dusk, the market was alive with the sounds of vendors shouting their wares, the chatter of customers bargaining, and the laughter of children playing. The air was thick with the aromas of freshly baked bread, roasted corn, and a myriad of spices. It was a sensory overload, but for Adana, it was a breath of fresh air. As Adana continued to visit Chaika's stall, she became more familiar with the market and its people. The vendors began to recognize her, and she greeted them with the same warmth and respect she showed Chaik. They were initially surprised by her presence, but her genuine interest in their lives soon won them over. Adana was no longer just a rich woman visiting the market. she was becoming a part of the community. Chaik's stall was always busy, and Adana often helped him serve customers. She enjoyed the hustle and bustle, the interactions, and the simple pleasure of working with her hands. It was a stark contrast to the sterile environment of her mansion. In the market, she felt alive, connected, and fulfilled in a way she had never experienced before. One day, as Adana was helping Chaik at the stall, a group of young boys approached. They were street children, dirty and ragged, but their eyes sparkled with curiosity and mischief. They were drawn to the colourful fruits and the cheerful atmosphere of the stall. Chika greeted them warmly, handing them each a piece of fruit. Adana watched as the boys' faces lit up with joy, and she felt a pang of empathy. She realized how different their lives were from hers, and she was moved by Chaik's generosity. Adana began to bring extra food and clothes to the market, which she discreetly gave to the children and other needy people. She did this quietly, not seeking attention or praise. For her, it was a way to give back to the community that had welcomed her so warmly. Chike noticed her actions and admired her even more. He saw the kindness in her heart and her desire to make a difference. Their relationship continued to grow, and they found themselves spending more time together outside the market. They explored different parts of Lagos, from the bustling streets of Victoria Island to the serene beaches of Lekki. They shared their dreams and fears, their joys and sorrows. Adana learned about Chaik's aspirations to expand his business and provide a better life for his sister. Chaik listened to Adana's stories of her lonely upbringing and her longing for genuine connection. Despite their different backgrounds, they found common ground in their values and their vision for the future. They dreamed of a life where they could be together without the constraints of social status and expectations. But they knew that their path would not be easy. They would have to navigate the prejudices and obstacles that lay ahead. One afternoon, as Adana and Chaik were enjoying a quiet moment at a nearby cafe, they were approached by a man in a sharp suit. He was clearly from Adana's world, his demeanor exuding confidence and authority. Adana recognized him as Kola, a friend of her family and a successful businessman. Kola was surprised to see Adana in such a setting, and his eyes narrowed as he noticed Chaik. "Adana, what a surprise to see you here," Kola said, his tone polite but with a hint of condescension. "Who is this?" "This is Chaika, my friend," Adana replied, standing tall. She could feel the tension in the air, and she knew that this encounter could complicate things. Kola extended a hand to Chaik, his expression unreadable. "Nice to meet you, Chaik. Adana, I must say, I didn't expect to find you in a place like this." Adana smiled, undeterred. "There's a lot you don't know about me, Kola." Kola's eyes flicked between Adana and Chaik, and he seemed to make a decision. "Adana, a word in private, if you don't mind." Adana excused herself and followed Kola to a quiet corner. "What is it, Kola?" "Adana, you need to be careful. People are talking. Your association with this fruit seller could damage your reputation. Your family is worried." Adana felt a surge of anger. "My reputation? What about my happiness? Chaik is a good man, and I value our friendship." Kola sighed. "I'm only looking out for you, Adana. Just think about it. Your world and his, they don't mix." Adana returned to Chaik, her resolve stronger than ever. She knew that their journey would be fraught with challenges, but she was determined to fight for their relationship. Chaik saw the determination in her eyes and knew that they were in this together. As word of Adana's relationship with Chaik spread, it reached the ears of her family. They were a conservative and influential family, deeply entrenched in the upper echelons of Lagos society. The news of Adana's association with a fruit seller was met with shock and disapproval. Her aunt Nkem, who had taken on a maternal role after the death of Adana's parents, was particularly concerned. One evening, Adana returned home to find her family gathered in the living room. The atmosphere was tense, and she could sense the impending confrontation. Nkem stood up as Adana entered, her expression a mixture of concern and frustration. "Adana, we need to talk," Nkem began, her voice firm. "We've been hearing things. About you and a man from the market. Is it true? Adana took a deep breath and faced her family. Yes, it's true. His name is Chike, and he's my friend. More than that, he's someone I care about deeply. Nkem's face hardened. Adana, you are a member of this family, a family with a reputation to uphold. Associating with someone from a different social class can ruin everything we've built. You must end this relationship. Adana felt a surge of defiance. I understand your concerns, but I won't end my relationship with Chike. He's a good man and I love him. I won't let society's prejudices dictate my happiness. Her family was stunned into silence. They had never seen Adana so resolute. Her uncle, a more pragmatic man, spoke up. Adana, we understand that you care for him, but think about the consequences, the social backlash, the impact on our family's standing. Adana shook her head. I've thought about it. I've thought about nothing else, but I can't let fear control my life. I'm tired of living according to other people's expectations. I want to live my own life, on my own terms. Nkem sighed deeply, realizing that Adana's mind was made up. Very well, Adana, but know this, the path you've chosen is not an easy one. You will face opposition, not just from us, but from society as well. Be prepared for that. Adana nodded. I am prepared, and I hope that one day you'll see Chike for the wonderful person he is. With that, Adana left the room, her heart pounding but her resolve unwavering. She knew that the road ahead would be challenging, but she was ready to face it with Chike by her side. Together, they would navigate the obstacles and prove that love could transcend social boundaries. Adana and Chike continued to meet secretly, aware of the scrutiny and disapproval surrounding their relationship. They found solace in each other, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. They knew that their love would be tested, but they were determined to face the challenges together. One day, as they sat by the beach, watching the waves crash against the shore, Chike turned to Adana. Adana, I've been thinking, maybe it's time we stopped hiding. We should face the world together openly. Adana looked at him, her heart swelling with love and admiration. Are you sure, Chike? It won't be easy. Chike nodded. I'm sure. I want to build a life with you, Adana. I don't want to hide our love. We deserve to be happy, and we deserve to be together. Adana smiled, tears of happiness in her eyes. I want that too, Chike. Let's do it. Let's face the world together. With renewed determination, Adana and Chike decided to make their relationship public. They knew that it would be a difficult journey, but they were ready to fight for their love. They started by introducing Chike to Adana's friends, some of whom were skeptical, while others were supportive. They faced criticism and judgment, but they also found allies who believed in their love. Adana's family gradually began to see the sincerity and strength of their relationship. While it was not easy for them to accept, they saw the happiness that Chike brought into Adana's life. Nkem, in particular, softened over time. She saw the love and respect Chike had for Adana and realized that their bond was genuine. One evening, Adana's family invited Chike over for dinner. It was a significant step towards acceptance, and Chike was both nervous and hopeful. He dressed in his best clothes and brought a gift of fresh fruits from his stall, a symbol of his humble beginnings and hard work. The dinner was a tense affair at first, but as the evening progressed, the atmosphere relaxed. Chike spoke about his life, his dreams, and his love for Adana. He answered their questions with honesty and humility, and slowly, the walls of prejudice began to crumble. After dinner, Nkem took Chike aside. Chike, I must admit, I had my doubts about you, but I see now that you genuinely care for Adana. You have my respect, and I hope you both find happiness together. Chike smiled, relieved and grateful. Thank you, Nkem. I promise to take care of Adana and make her happy. As the months passed, Adana and Chike continued to build their life together. They faced challenges, but their love and determination saw them through. Adana's family and friends gradually accepted their relationship, and the community's initial skepticism turned into support as they saw the strength of their bond. Adana and Chika's story became an inspiration, a testament to the power of love and the ability to overcome societal barriers. They proved that true happiness could be found in the most unexpected places, and that love could indeed transcend all obstacles. Their journey was not without hardships, but they faced them together, hand in hand. In the end, their love story was a new beginning, a tale of courage, resilience, and the belief that love knows no boundaries.